Hello everyone, we just had Infinity Ultron release into the game, and Infinity Ultron is an interesting one that it's a 5 cost. It's been the biggest divide in opinion that I've seen in such a long time of it's going to be too expensive for what it's worth. The stones are going to be too expensive for what they do. And then there's some that are going to say it's going to be the best card released of the season. I, for one, think he's a very fun card. Anytime you have a more expensive card, it's hard to splash it into already existing decks. So a lot of times you need to figure out a way to fit him into his own shell or its own shell for the high cost card. But Infinity Ultron, when played, you add 2 Ultron stones into your hand. They could be the Infinity Power Stone, which is on reveal double Infinity Ultron's power. Infinity Reality Stone, add a drone here, set its power to Infinity Ultron's. And then we have the Time Stone, put a card from your hand here. I found that this one is a little bit tougher to use. It's a lot of times the board space is pretty restrictive. And so this one is very high RNG whenever you do get it. We have the Infinity Space Stone, move the lowest power enemy card here to the location of Infinity Ultron. This one was probably my least favorite. A lot of times the board is full or they can just fill the Infinity Ultron lane. And so this one ends up usually being kind of a dud. But that it's going to be the kind of the nature of Infinity Ultron is that there's some high variance, some high RNG, but you can mitigate that with a deck that is designed to be able to win with Infinity Ultron or win without him. Because if you can weather the RNG, there's some times where Infinity Ultron is just going to give you some really cool plays that are just unpredictable. It's going to be high cube equity because the opponent isn't going to know what exactly is in your wheelhouse. Are you going to double up on Infinity Ultron's power? Are you going to create a drone of his power somewhere else and then be pushing for those other 2 lanes instead? It's very hard to read as the opponent, but you have to be able to mitigate and weather the bad RNG by having a deck that is designed to do well even if you don't end up drawing him. We have 2 more stones. We have the Infinity Soul Stone on reveal for each of your full locations. Give one of your cards there plus 2 power. So this one can work pretty well. It gives you a kind of a widespread amount of power. And then Infinity Mind Stone, which is one of the, if you have the space, one of the funnest ones that I've seen so far. It's ongoing. Your on reveal abilities here happen twice. So that includes your other stones. That includes, I don't know, Silver Surfer, which we do have in this deck because all of the stones are 3 cost. Silver Surfer buffs them up, which can create some really quirky, really fun plays. And then you can also double up on the Power Stone to quadruple Infinity Ultron's power. You can double up on the one that generates a drone to get 2 copies of whatever Infinity Ultron's power is, to be able to swing a lane in your favor and then just fight for the other one. There's a lot of ways to flexibly use this if you're able to mitigate and manage the RNG. So the main idea with our deck today is that we want to have a massive amount of discounts. So Quinjet being able to reduce the stones from 3 to 2 gives you a lot more flexibility on that last turn. Or if you have, let's say, Quinjet Moonstone, then those stones are going to be 1 cost, which vastly opens up your possibilities. And it's no longer as clunky on a turn 6 play as just playing 2 stones and hoping for the best. Because now you can play that, you can play a Sage, a Cassandra Nova, you can do a Silver Surfer, all sorts of things are within your wheelhouse. We have Luna Snow, which I think we're going to be seeing a lot of Luna Snow over the next couple of days as people try to cheat out Infinity Ultron, but it works very, very well. Being able to get Infinity Ultron down early can be a godsend, giving you that flexibility to set up for those final plays as needed. We have Victoria Hand because the cards are going to be created in hand for your stones. We also lean into that with the Snow Guard. Honestly, Victoria Hand on some games felt like the weakest card. Other games, she felt like one of the strongest cards and gave me avenues to win that I wouldn't have been able to otherwise. We have Frigga, which in this deck, since we're not leaning fully into the Victoria Hand strategy, sometimes you're going to want to double up on a late game Sage, and then you're going to have a like 20 power Sage on the board. You could double up on potentially like an Iron Man if you have enough of a discount already. You could double up on your Cassandra Nova that you buffed up, or something a little bit simpler, like you could double up on Luna Snow to get an extra energy. You could double up on Quinjet to get an extra discount whenever you do play Infinity Ultron. A lot of options and a lot of possibilities here. And I'm sure that there can be some tweaks and changes to the deck, but it felt so good. We have Ravona, which a lot of the stones are below 1 power, so Ravona can help discount those. And if not, Ravona feeds into the Moonstone line, so then we can get a big discount on Cassandra Nova, Sage, Iron Man. Being a 3-cost Iron Man can help you swing one lane, and then you just have a Sage in another, and sometimes salvage a game when you didn't get your ideal draws. All of these kind of feed together and make for a really, really fun line. Because we have so many 3-cost cards in Sage, Cassandra Nova, Frigga, we have Luna Snow, and then all of the Infinity Ultron stones, you don't always need a really big output. Sometimes swinging it by 6 in one particular lane can be enough to switch that one, and then you have enough power in another one. Or if you happen to have, I don't know, Moonstone, the Infinity Stone that is ongoing and doubles your own reveals, you can now have 4 triggers of Silver Surfer, which can just, even if you have 1 card, it's an extra +8 in that lane. It is so difficult to fight off against. And so we're going to go ahead and, in the explanation there, there's a lot of avenues to be able to play this one and kind of find ways to win, even if you don't get like a perfect draw. This isn't going to be like a discard where it's you play X on 1, X on 2, X on 3. This is going to be a very flexible deck that is designed to do well when you find Infinity Ultron and be able to do well even if you don't have it. Let's go ahead and jump over into the games. Thank you guys as always for being here. I hope you guys enjoy. All right, next up we have Jeff Hoagland, who has recently started playing Snap again. I guess it's probably a season or 2, but nonetheless, probably running a Infinity Ultron deck. So we both have Quinjet to start, which is big. Let's see who can win in Asgard Besieged. We don't have a turn 2 play, unfortunately, but we will have a turn 3 in the Luna Snow, or we could do Cassandra Nova. Actually, let's do Cassandra Nova. They get the same power, but if we do win the left, at least the Destroyer isn't going to be fully capping us. And so nobody wins in the left lane. It's a straight up tie. We both have 5 energy here. They're going to... I'm torn. Very torn. I think we're going to Infinity Ultron into mid. And we can actually duplicate. No, that would be bad. We could duplicate him on turn 5 and then play him again on 6, but it'd be bad. So let's just Infinity Ultron mid. I think they do the same. Yes, this is a beautiful match so far. And so the Infinity Reality Stone, add a drone here, and then put a card from your hand here. It's only going to be 6 power for the drone, so it's not perfect, but it is what it is. Let's see. We could get 2 of those down. How do we want to play this? Because our right lane is dangerous right now. Infinity Reality Stone, Luna Snow. I don't know. It's not great. Because we're taking up a lot of space with the ice cubes. And then they're going to be able to clear this one and we wouldn't. So Kate Bishop, fine. Let's see what they play. There's, ooh, Kahori. Big, huge Kahori coming in clutch. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we don't have anywhere for the Infinity Stone. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Pretty big. And we could also do an Infinity Stone, then Surfer. It is what it is. 10, and then the extra 2, 4 in the left. Very iffy, but I think that's the best shot I've got with all of the ice cubes floating around. Now the good thing is, if one of their stones for Infinity Ultron is the move a card, it's not going to be all that great. Okay, so that's fine. We can outpower the right, Penny Parker in the left, and then what do they have in mid? They can't fit Surfer. They get Victoria Hand. So do we outshine the right lane with the 2-4 from the Surfer? I think we do. Oh my goodness, that was such a close match. They went the route of Kate Bishop for the Victoria hand line. We went the route of the Sage and a few other pieces leaning into like the Surfer line. That Kahori was almost devastating. We'll take the 2. Let's jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have Jank Master Joag. The first location is a Teelan. We have our Quinjet locked and loaded to be able to give us a discount on those Infinity Stones. The bad news is a Teelan is our first location. So hopefully we can, I don't know, we can't rip it away in any way, but hopefully we draw back into Infinity Ultron. And so Ravonna, that's fine as well. Give us a discount on a lot of the cards in our deck. Let's see what they played in mid. Mirage, so they're going to get a copy of our Surfer. Okay. Fine enough. So at least know we have Surfer. Let's go ahead and go Cassandra Nova, just because we're going to afflict all of their cards. They're 6. Comes pretty big. I'm going to go ahead and play it into the right lane. Since we go first, it's going to pull over there anyways. And then we're going to shuffle these back in. We're hoping to be able to find the Infinity Ultron again. But if not, maybe we can find some other ways to finesse some power around. Let's go ahead and go. Since they have Werewolf, there's a decent enough chance that they have Enchantress, which I'm a little bit afraid of. I kind of want to go Luna Snow into mid. Just to get extra energy. Luna Snow is going to pull over into the right, which is fine. So Victoria hand. Interesting in a Werewolf deck. Let's Snow Guard Iron Man. Then we'll see what else we can play. I haven't done any on reveals, so Werewolf. I'm assuming they maybe have Frigga.
I am Iron Man.
No, but they do have Infinity Ultron, which they're able to find, and I have not been able to find. 2 games in a row. All right, so for a hand. Hawk and Surfer. We could do Bear, but fine. And the reason I'm going to do the Hawk instead of the Bear is, even though we're filling up the right lane, like maybe they mispositioned some of their cards because of it. You know what? No, I'm going to do the Bear. I'm choosing the Bear. Let's go with the Bear instead. It's a little bit of extra power. It's not a whole lot, but fine enough. And so we'll see what we can make happen. So they just avoided mid. I guess it depends on what stones they got. So Mind Stone, which, oh, your owner reveals there happened twice. Would be crazy. Frigga does pull over. And then the Infinity Time Stone doesn't do anything, right? Because it's wanting to move some of our cards from mid over into the Infinity Ultron lane, right? No. It's pulling a card from their hand, and it's not able to do that. We will take the 2 cubes. Go ahead and jump over into the next one. We have Infinity Ultron, just didn't line up. All right, next up we have Andre Var. We do start with Infinity Ultron in our hand. We have Ravonna. And it looks like Wiccan is probably the direction a lot of people are going with the Infinity Ultron, and it makes a lot of sense. But I like the Moonstone Ravonna stuff quite a bit. So after turn 4, the locations are going to switch. So I'm actually going to start playing some of our cards in Shuri's Lab, even though we wouldn't typically double up on something like Ravonna, but it's going to eventually switch. So we might as well double up on this lane while we can. And so let's see, we have the Raft in the right, which, you know what? I think I'm going to Luna Snow mid. We're going to Infinity Ultron left, so it doubles up to 12. God forbid they have a Shang-Chi, but it is what it is. That's a risk I'm going to take here. We could actually... I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we do from there. They also abandon the raft, or they move their cap shield, and they continue playing in Shuri's lab. So Copycat was Cassandra Nova, and it goes up to 22. Unfortunate for sure. Oh well, it is what it is. Let's go Infinity Ultron a turn early. We're going to play it out on 4, which is always much appreciated. We are still going to be able to draw. And then hopefully the raft switches over into Shuri's lab on the left side. Because then we might be able to get the free raft resource. Now, if it goes mid, they instantly get it. It's fine. It is what it is. So the Infinity Mind Stone is the one that doubles up on our own reveals. And then the Reality Stone will add the drones. So we could get a pretty nasty set of drones in like the right lane. Now we could Quinjet to discount these further. I don't think we need to. I think we're going to do just this. And we'll get the free raft resource. And then Reality Stone, Mind Stone allows us to have 2 12 power, so 24 power extra in the right lane, and then we can throw whatever into mid. The free raft resource. Oh, God. Why? Why does it have to be the destroyer? Man, it really is what it is, but that is so unfortunate. I can't throw it anywhere. Unless, hold on. Do we ever just give up on left? Like, do they have a Shang-Chi? Give up left. We could go Mind Stone, Reality Stone, go ahead and get a 32 power destroyer going. Is that worthwhile? Because between the Infinity Stone, Reality Stone, which we play after the destroyer, right? Oh God, no, we have to do this way. Because we can't do the destroyer first, because then Infinity Ultron's gone. We can't do it after, because then we lose the power in the right lane. Yeesh. Tricky. It's an awful spot to be in. It's not even a tricky spot. It's an awful spot to be in. I'm gonna gamble here. I bet they have Shang-Chi. I think they're going to get the 8 cubes. I'm still going to give it a shot. But I think they have something that knocks us out on the left. Now, actually, they didn't play into mid. So hold on. Do we still have this one? The 2 drones in the right lane is huge. Enchantress left. Okay. Hold on. They don't go Shang-Chi, right? They don't go Enchantress Shang-Chi? Goliath, fine. We do still end up pulling out the 4 cube win. The left lane, the Infinity Ultron was, I guess, the unintentional bait. The right lane being able to get the double drones down was massive for us, came in and gave us exactly what we needed. We will take the 4 cubes. Let's jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have Love You. The first location, Danger Room, a little bit dangerous. We have Quinjet, which is a great start for anything that we use Frigga on, or the Infinity Ultron Stones, which is, or Snow Guard with the cards generated there as well. Cloning Vats, also helpful with Cloning Vats for sure. Do we think they're going to have Enchantress? I don't think they're going to. I'm going to go Victoria Hand, and we'll copy up on Victoria Hand, and we can continue copying up on Victoria Hand. I think that... I'm going to go ahead and snap it. Now, they could have Enchantress, but I feel like most of the Wiccan decks have cut it for slightly greedier effects instead. So, we'll see. We'll see if my hunch is correct. They have a Quinjet of their own. Interesting. So they're probably not going to Enchantress. If they do, it'd be the last turn of the game. And so now Victoria Hand is cheap, cheap, cheap. Monster Island in the right. You get a copy of Victoria Hand. I don't think we waste a space here, but we could do something like Ravonna right. I think becomes pretty impactful for us. There is a chance that they have Shang-Chi we have to look out for, but having the 1-cost Victoria Hand, up to 4 of them, will be phenomenal. Now that I think about it, I kind of wish we did Ravonna to the left, just so we could guarantee a couple of spaces for created cards here. All right, so Red Guardian, they do take out one of our Victorias, but they can't take them all out, hopefully. Hopefully they can't. Victoria Hand, Frigga, pretty nice. That way we have 2 Victoria Hands to use and to lean into. We could save the space for pumping up a Sage or duplicating an Iron Man. There's a lot of options for us. So we get the second, third Victoria Hand, we get Frigga down, and we're gonna try our luck in the Danger Room and see. They go Red Guardian right, which does take out Ravonna, unfortunately. That is a unfortunately big hit for us. So they could have Shang-Chi. They could still have Enchantress, but they're singling out all of our stuff so far. So a Sage in mid, big. We could go Snow Guard, Victoria Hand. Snow Guard, take a shot in the left. But we're gonna want to do Sage again next turn. So like Sage, Luna, Snow. So let's go Sage mid. We're gonna roll the dice on the hands and the left lane since we don't have a lot of created cards that are gonna go to the right. But a big Sage is gonna be fancy. And so big Sage, 14 power right now because it's the created card. Depending on what all sticks. Oh my gosh, they all stuck in the right lane. So now it's base 18 power is craziness. They can't move anything here. So with the Sage, we just win. And then Surfer is only going to buff 1 card here. I think we're just going to go like Luna Snow left. We don't really need the help in the right. Mid, probably fine. Now they could go, what, Enchantress or Shang-Chi, and then they'd still be gambling to the left. Let's see what they have. The massive 28 power Sage is crazy. The Shang-Chi, okay, then depending on what lands left, we already have quite a bit over there. And so what lands left for them? The Infinity Stone, which is going to pull something from their hand. The Sam Wilson Captain America is, unfortunately for them, not going to do it. We had a very undangerous Danger Room. We will gladly take the 4 cubes. Still looking for Infinity Ultron. Let's jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have KM Worst. The first location is Limbo. We can deal with that. We could do probably Ravonna on 2. We have Moonstone for 4, so maybe it's like a Ravonna, a Victoria, and a Moonstone all together. We could also do Victoria Frigga, but this deck doesn't hit that portion as hard as often. So I think we're going to go Ravonna instead of the Victoria, because we're not having as many generated cards. Like, we don't have the Kate Bishop. We don't have Hood to be able to generate the demons. And so Victoria Hand offers good value, but I don't think it's as full-blown as some of the other all-in versions. Now, we could Luna Snow and kind of help fill up this right lane. And they move the Hydra Bob. Maybe we cap them out because neither of our ice cubes are going to be able to deteriorate here. I'm okay with this. I think we're going to go ahead and punch it. Oh, the Mobius is coming in to just ruin the day. So, I mean, it is what it is, but unfortunate for sure. We do get Iron Man. So we could Victoria Hand Frigga now. We could also just throw out a big Iron Man. We could Frigga to copy up on Luna Snow. May not be the worst of ideas. Pretty good to copy up on Luna Snow, and then we do Victoria Hand mid. Actually, the double Victoria Hand, I'm kind of silly. Double Victoria Hand may be fine, because Victoria Hand pops in. We have the Sentinels that are going to be, what, 7 power each? I think is much more palatable. I don't know. I like the idea of the second Ice Cube, especially since they knocked us out with our discount with the Mobius. But I don't know. I think this is what we're going to go for. And so the 7 power Sentinels are big. 7 power everywhere, massive. We'll absolutely take it every time. And then Surfer is good. Let's go Victoria Hand. I'm going to separate the Victoria Hands, actually, because there's no reason for us to stack them. Victoria Hand, Sentinel. And then we'll go ahead and go Sentinel left. We didn't end up pulling Infinity Ultron, which is a little bit sad, but maybe not the end of the world. And the Mobius players today are going to make me sad. The Apocalypse from Iron Patriot, the Makari comes down in mid, which they can control that mid lane with the Sam Wilson. So all is good there. But what's not good so we have 7 energy. Next turn we'll have 8. Do we ever, like, I don't know, Iron Man Sage next turn? We leave all of them open for kind of a surprise. We could also Moonstone. I didn't even think about it. We could have stacked the Victoria Hand and then hit it with Moonstone. I wasn't thinking. But increasing the Sentinels up to 9 power each is pretty nice. I think we're going to go ahead and go with that. I hope that they don't have an Enchantress. So they can move the rocket, so they're still not capped out in any of the lanes, which is really one of the reasons and the strengths for Sam Wilson and Rocket. It's just that massive flexibility. So they have the Sentinel left. I mean, I think we just... So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 power. 2, 4, 6, 8. I think we do this. We could also throw Surfer if we thought maybe an extra 2 in mid would do it. But I think this is what we're going to go with. We do end up forcing the retreat. We had the Iron Man, the Sage. The mean Mobius, I think, is going to have a lot of value over the next week or so. But being able to get around it, I think, is going to be very, very important in if a deck is going to shine or do well with Infinity Ultron or not. We'll gladly take the 2. Let's jump over into one more. All right, next up we have I'm Broke. The first location, Bar Sinister. Could be kind of interesting, depending on if we find Infinity Ultron. We get a good enough stone, like quadrupling up on his power. Could be cool. The Makari comes down, so they're running a Surfer deck or line of some sort. We can't do anything on 2. And then on 3, what are the chances they have like a Brood? Now, Cassandra Nova in the left lane is always pretty tough to fully beat, especially for like a Surfer deck. And it makes all of their follow-up draws abysmal. So I'm going to play the short game, not the long game, which I think helps us in the long game. I want to snap in. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do it. I'm going to snap into it. We're going to Cassandra Nova. If they go Brood, it's fine. They're going to get the free Raft resource. But every draw that they have from now on is going to be negatively afflicted by 4, which is so scary for them. I guess it's not as scary as it could be, but they do have Brood, so they're going to be pushing for that Raft location. And then of course we have what 42 power in the left lane, which is it's no small thing. Go Luna Snow, we get extra energy, they don't, because they're gonna I assume play here. We could also turn off Bar Sinister, which if we have priority going into the next turn, which I think we will, then we can turn off Bar Sinister. They won't be able to double up on their cards at all. So 5 going into 6, we'll turn off. We'll play the Hawk. So Copycat, what did their Copycat? Ravona. Okay, I was afraid it was Infinity Ultron. All right, so we have 6 energy here. Let's do... what? 2, 4, 6 is fine. We could also go Snow... we're going to do the Hawk plus probably Sage. But they didn't want any piece of it. We'll gladly take the 2 cubes, the 2 cube retreat, and that is where I'm going to end. It's not super climactic ending. We didn't get a really cool Infinity Ultron play at the end, but the deck is designed to be able to run well whenever you do draw him, and then still be able to do a lot of power and a lot of output if you don't. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been TLSG. Later, guys.